Hey everyone, welcome back to Aisha Nairi TV. I am your host, Aisha Nairi. Thank you all, and this is where we talk about creative entrepreneurship and doing creative projects and just creating a life that you love with your creative endeavors. So remember, before the end of this video, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. I really want to make sure that you are part of the fun, and like and share. Leave comments below. This is a conversation, so I want to make sure that we reach as many creative entrepreneurs as possible. So today's topic, we are talking about flow. I love flow. Creative flow excuse me, is that feeling that you get when you are working on your projects, when you are in your best self, when you're focusing all of your energy on something. And I bring this up because a lot of creatives know about it, but at the same time, they're not always getting into their creative flow. So I want to take some time today to talk about that, because knowing when you're in flow, recognizing when you're in flow, being able to create that adds so many levels to your work. Knowing when you're in creative flow is how you know that you're working on projects that you are connected to, that you're really at your most authentic place, that you're invested in, all of your energy is going towards something. And also, it's in that creative flow that you create not just your projects, but you can actually create and see transform your entire life. So being able to recognize when you're in flow, how you get into it, how you sustain it is so important. The beginning step of creative flow is creating a place that is a foundation for supporting a creative flow. And what I mean by this is you are giving yourself space to do it. The creative flow doesn't work as well when you are crunched for time, when you don't give yourself room to explore, where you put up a lot of demands or restrictions to it. And I'm going to get back to a caveat on that. So with creative flow, you're giving yourself room to explore. Ways that I get into creative flow, especially as a mom and an entrepreneur and with my coaching clients, I do have other creative options that I'm working on as well. So one thing I do is I like to work in certain spaces. So in my house, I have my workspace area where I do certain things. So then I know when I sit down to that space, my body and my brain is primed automatically to say, this is where I work. Like, this is where I come to the space to create creative works. And that helps put my body in that zone and my brain already in that zone of like, okay, I'm ready to receive. I'm ready to receive all the inspiration, because I'm priming my environment to be there. Now, where that happens for you is up to you. Like, some people get into creative flow being around other artists. Some people get into it just by being at a set place in your office. Some people get to it by being in nature. But wherever it is, find your place and then start to say, well, what feels good about this area? Is it a great area because it's quiet? Is it a great area because you're not disturbed? Is it a great area because you get a lot of visual stimulus from it? There's a reason why that area works. Now, that said, I do also like to have different creative flow places, because I'm an on-the-go person. Remember, creative entrepreneur. So I'm an on-the-go person. I don't just work in my studio space. I spend a lot of time working in my studio space, like recording these videos. Also, in the other part of my studio, that's where I record for my voiceover work, and for my various fun creative projects that I'm doing. So I have a really good space for writing. So at home, I have one room that is the studio space for all of my creative endeavors, including like drawing and writing. But because I'm often traveling, I also travel, I have children, I have clients that I'm meeting with, so I'm on the go a lot. If I am traveling and I'm maybe behind, one, if I know I'm going to be traveling, I try to do my creative work at a set time. Um, and I'm a creative entrepreneur. So I take what I used to do for creative work hours and I translate that into my creative hours. So I know every Monday, every Tuesday, every whatever day between this hour and this hour, I'm going to sit in the space and write, and I'm going to welcome and receive messages. Because I do it so much, my body and my mind are primed to, when I sit to do this, I know what is expected of me. I'm going to sit and receive. I also I know what works for me in different places. So if I do find myself in a place that's not my studio, but I'm like, I still have to keep it moving. I still have to be productive, or I at least want to get some inspiration. I have other places that I like to work around town that I know I'm familiar with. So there are some other lovely creative hubs where either I know I'm going to see people, I know I'm going to be surrounded by interesting materials, I know I'm going to get some nice quiet time. Libraries are great for that. I am a huge fan of libraries. I like to give money to local libraries. As I move through my career, I'm an advocate for libraries. I'm a huge fan of your local public library. They are amazing places, and so don't sleep on them for a place to work. There's not just for research. There's so many other things to do there, but that's one of my favorite places to work if I can't be in my studio. I can go to a library. And fun fact, there's books everywhere, so more inspiration. Also, like we said in other videos, going to other places that offer different levels of art, different types of mediums that I can see, not for research purposes, I mean to work. So if I'm working in a workspace, I'm looking for places with more of a human connection feel, maybe a gallery of sorts, or coffee houses are nice if they have other art for display. I like a little bit of noise. I don't like a dead quiet, so I like other people around. I avoid office spaces because they don't give me what I need, but I know that for myself. So if you set up a space and you keep going back there, you are really priming your body and your mind to let it know, hey, this is what we are doing here. It's like putting on a uniform or a costume or what have you, putting on your materials, which is the next level. It's all the ritual that goes around getting into your flow. So do your rituals. If there's outfit that you like to wear, if there's materials you like to do, if you're a painter and you have to get all your paints ready, get them ready. All of these things, you're creating physical cues on the outside to let your body and your mind know on the inside, I need you to focus. This is what we're about to do. Another fun thing that I need, if I'm having trouble getting into flow, I like to start off with a warm-up. Your warm-ups are going to be specific to whatever it is that you like to work on. And usually they come in the shape of prompts or cues. Maybe you're going to play around with a topic. What if games are really fun with that, or fanciful dilemmas. So what I said before, I like to give myself places where I'm not preventing flow. But when it comes to actually sitting to do writing prompts, another fun place to add a prompt to get you thinking and get you flowing is whatever you've worked on, throw a wrench in it. Throw an obstacle into the work, not into the space that prevents you from receiving. I mean into the actual work. If you're writing a story, look at where you're at so far in the story and throw in some sort of obstacle for a character. Any sort of obstacle. Maybe a physical obstacle, maybe a mental obstacle, maybe now suddenly they can't speak, or just throw in an obstacle that they have to solve. Or if you're painting something, look at it and be like, you know what? Throw in an obstacle that either you have to overdo or something new that you've decided that you need to incorporate into the painting. Give yourself some obstacles. If you're an actor, Give yourself some sort of speech obstacle to practice with and play with. Countless ways to play with prompts and throw in obstacles. What they do is they start giving you places to play. And when you start to play and you're in that environment ready to work, you're gonna find that before you know it, you're gonna start getting lost in your work. What it feels like to be in flow, it feels when your whole body relaxes. Even if you're doing something that you have to be tense and tight and be alert, but it's in a way that you're also relaxed, reacting to the momentum. It's like watching good martial artists or good dancers. They're tense and relaxed all at once. So you can just roll into it, and your whole body feels that way. You're not clammed up. You're not stressed out. You're like water, and you're just reacting from one thing to another fluidly in your art. And so ideas are popping, and next thing you know, you've lost track of time. That's a good indicator that you're in flow, when you're like, I don't even know what time it is. So also remember, if you do have other places you have to be, set a timer. You don't have to pay attention to it. Just set it somewhere so you don't look at it. So you're not like, oh my god, in 5 minutes, because that's going to take you out of flow. Just set a timer and put it somewhere else, because I know, especially when I'm in flow, hours can go by. And I'm getting calls from the daycare, like, where are you on your way to pick up your kids? Because it's been like 2 hours. So those are 3 things to help identify and to set up being in flow, so you can start to recognize when you're in it and what you're looking for, so you can say, hey, I've been in flow on this type of project for a while, I want to keep working on it. Or, you know what, working on that completely takes me out of flow, I'm just not feeling it. So hope that helps, and I hope you get flowing today to get some work on those projects. So what are you working on today? By the way, I love seeing what you're working on, so don't be shy sending me comments or updates about projects that you're doing. I love to see them. So hope that helps, and in the meantime, keep on creating, keep on shining, and just keep doing what you do, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.